Do what scares you. I can remember when I was a child, I used to have nightmares all the time, and I was terrified of the dark. It took me a long time to conquer that fear. Even as a teen, I would still become afraid of the dark. It was mostly because darkness to me was looked at as being the unknown. All I did know was that I couldn't see what was out there in the dark, but I felt that it was something there that could hurt me. As I am a matured adult now, I no longer am afraid of the dark, and I realized that much of what I was afraid of was nothing more than a story that I created in my own mind. I continued to build onto that story, using scary images and imagining different scenarios in my mind that made the dark seem even much more terrifying. It's really funny how the mind works. Now I know that I am safe. I know that I am shielded. I know that I am protected. And this happens in the light and in the dark. The fears that we encounter are nothing more than a stage play in our own minds. I could give you many examples of how fear can paralyze us. So you got to ask yourself, are you afraid of anything? What scares you? What makes you nervous? What makes you have anxiety? Maybe you don't like confrontation. Maybe you're scared to try a new business venture because you're afraid that you might fail. You're afraid that people might laugh at you. Perhaps you don't like speaking in front of groups of people. The very thing that terrifies you is what you should do. Most of our fears arrive because we've had a situation to take place in our lives at some point in time that hurt us. The scar tissue was left behind, and that's an emotional scar, and we have the sting of the memory. I just want to let you know that you are okay. You are strong enough to release yourself from the fear. Put yourself in the situations to open you up to new experiences. And the more and more that you deal with those things that you were once afraid of, the more and more you're going to realize that you are strong in those areas. Allow your life to happen. We put up all these shields and these borders to try to keep ourselves safe, but really what we're doing is cutting off our potential because we're scared to deal with the fears. One way to deal with those fears, such as a fear of public speaking, and I know that because I used to have a tremendous fear of that. So what I would do is just get up there and do it. I would maybe have to take some deep breaths, do some positive thought affirmations. That would always seem to help me. It's like you give yourself a pep talk, and then you just go up there and do it. And then once you do it, you realize it really isn't scary at all. Fear is the illusion, but you are the solution. No one can do this for you, unfortunately. You are in charge of you. The time is now.